Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. Hey guys, today we're going to be sublimating on these wine cooler carriers. So I purchased this at Join Us here. It's a local t-shirt shop here in Dallas, Texas off of Harry Hines. And you can sublimate on both sides. It's about 14 and a half by 5 inches in size. So I'm going to be using my 11 by 17-inch paper. I'm going to see if I can do both on that one sheet of paper instead of having to design on two. Now I'm going to heat press this at about 350, maybe 380 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 55 seconds on each side. Okay. To sublimate them. And they do come in, I think they had a black and then they had this kind of, it looks like a kind of grayish color. But then the trimming up here looks like it's white. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. I didn't want to get the black because who's going to sublimate on black? Like, not me. But anywho, that's what we're going to be doing today is sublimating on wine coolers. And it's a perfect time because it's New Year's Eve. And I know that we're going to be showing up at places maybe this weekend and even next weekend because some people will still be celebrating. So what better way than to show up with your own personalized wine cooler? Okay. So without further ado, and I'm going to be printing these out. I think I'm going to use Microsoft PowerPoint to print this out instead of using Cricut. So I don't run into any size issues with the 11 by 17, since I'm going to be doing 14 and a half by 5. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's get started, guys. All right, guys, we're going to start out inside of the website for Join Us, which is where I purchased this wine cooler sublimation carrier from. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture, excuse me, of this wine cooler carrier. So I'm just going to snag a photo shot of this, just like that. And I'm just going to save that to my computer. All right, I have that now saved to my computer in my downloads. I'm going to change the name to wine cooler carrier. So you can see here, I'm saving it to my downloads. All right, now that we have that saved, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Canva. And inside of Canva, I'm going to use one of the New Year's backgrounds. And what I want to do is a custom size. I'm going to do this 9 by 16. And I'm going to come over to Elements. And I played around earlier with this New Year background, which I really like. So I'm going to use this one. And all you have to do is in Elements, just type in New Year's background, and it'll give you all the different backgrounds out there for New Year's. You can select graphics, photos, videos, shapes, so on and so forth. So I have my background. So what I'm going to do is say, right click and say Set Image As. And I'm now going to look for 2024. And I'm going to use one of these 2024s out here. So let's see, which one do I want? I want one that really stands out. I think this one would be good. Or maybe this one. Let's go with that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and make it small enough to where it will fit over that little bulb. Okay, it's not going to show very good. Let's see if we got any darker filters out here for it. That one might work. Let's just take a look. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, so we're going to do 2024 here. We're going to duplicate it, and we're also going to bring it down here. And we'll go ahead and put it on these two corners. They're going to cut off. Uh-oh. They're going to cut off, and that's okay. Um, but at least we'll have them. So whatever is not inside the black is not going to print. So we won't worry about that, but at least we'll have it look like, you know, it was there. All right, so now we have the 2024. We got our Happy New Year's. We're going to add another page and we're going to go over to uploads and I'm going to bring in the image of myself and I'm going to say set image as background. So I'm going to make this about yay big. And then I'm going to click on edit photo and BG remover. So I wanted to take out that background. So we're going to have this on a slide by itself, and then we'll have the Happy New Year background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as Happy New Year 1, and I'm going to save. Now I'm going to go to share, and I'm going to select download, and I'm going to select I'm going to do this in two separate ones because I want the one with me to be a transparent background. So I'm going to do the background by itself. So we'll have page 1, download, and then we'll do the same thing with page 2, download, transparent background, and this time we're going to select page 2, done, and download. So now we have our background and we have the image that we want to put on top of our background for our wine cooler carrier. So what we're going to do now is to go back over to or into Cricut Design Space and we're going to upload both those images. So we want this one and we're going to select complex and continue and the background's already removed. So we're just going to apply and continue. We're going to select the print then cut and then we're going to upload our background. We're going to select complex, continue, and apply and continue. And we're going to go with the print then cut. And then we're going to select both of these to put them on our canvas. And in the bottom right corner, we're going to select add to canvas. Now we have both. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide both of these for right now. And we're going to upload that wine cooler carrier image, which is here. And we're going to select complex, continue. And we're going to click on this button to remove the background. And we're going to apply and continue. And we're going to take this cut image here. It really doesn't matter. And we're going to upload. And we'll upload that to our canvas. And we're now going to take and we're going to bring in our background. And so with our background, which is the Happy New Year's here, we are going to take this and we're going to downsize it so that we can get it about the size of our wine cooler carrier here. So we'll put this in the front and we'll make it white just so we can see it better. All right, so I'm going to take and bring this down some, but not to where it's too small. I'm going to unlock the proportions just so that I can narrow this in like this, like so. And that'll allow us to get more of the design in there. And let's bring it down to about right there. All right, so now that we have both of these, we're going to slice it because we want the wine cooler carrier to be the entire color of our background. Okay, so we're going to highlight both of these and we're going to come here to the right and select slice. All right, now we have our slice results. We're going to get rid of the wine cooler carrier because we no longer need that. So we'll delete it and we're going to get rid of this background here. So now we have more of the shape of our wine cooler carrier, and we're now going to deselect or bring her back on. I'm going to click on the unlock proportions just so I can kind of narrow her in some. And we're going to right click and bring to the front. Now I don't want that to look like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her down like that. And again, I'm just going to shift her in some here and down. We're going to bring her over. And we can break it down like that. All right. So we got our Happy New Year. We want to make sure all of her fingers are in. I think we are good. And we are going to now take and we're going to slice again. Let me take this and duplicate my wine cooler carrier. But we're going to slice here. And the purpose of this is to get her more rounded. Now we could take a circle and do the circle, but we're just going to do it this way. And what's going to happen now is it slices out all of her body, right? And then we're going to take this and put it back in like that. And we're going to delete this, even though that's kind of cool. I could see doing a design with that in the form of the body. And we're going to go ahead and hide this because we don't need it. And see, now it doesn't look like, the square shape. It looks curved and nice. And so we'll now take and highlight both and we're going to group it. And then we're going to come down to the bottom and we're going to flatten because this is going to be the print then cut. But we're not going to be printing from a Cricut. So what I'm going to do now that really I have it, so I really didn't need to do a print then cut. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to snag this. You can use the snippet tool. You can use anything that you can use to print screen your or print your screen. Okay, so I'm going to hit the PRT space SC key on my keyboard on my laptop, and I'm just going to take a little picture here of that, and I'm just going to go over to Microsoft PowerPoint and I'm going to paste that image there. And I'm going to get rid of that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take and I'm going to make this design an 11 by 17. So we're going to say design, slide size, custom. And we're going to do 11 by 17, which is tabloid. And we're going to leave it in the portrait position. Ensure the fit. And now we have the full design here. And what I'm going to do now is take this and size it to 14.5 by 5. So for highlighting the image, and before I do that, I'm going to picture format and I'm going to crop out this extra space here that I don't need just by clicking on the bold black lines. So I can get those out like that. And we're going to come here to our size. So I clicked on the sizing here, and I'm going to come down to here, format picture. I'm going to deselect lock aspect ratio and relative to original picture size. And I'm going to do a height of 14.5 and a width of 5. Okay. And then I am going to come back up to picture format with my image selected and select rotate, flip, horizontal, because this is sublimation. And I'm going to copy and paste. So now we have the front side and the back side. And what I like to do is I tend to go back to my picture size and make it just a little bit for the height. I'm going to go just up 1 notch and over 1 notch. And the same thing here. So I'm doing 14.6 by 5.1. That'll give me that little bit of room um, so that I can try to avoid any white on my or any gray, because these wine cooler carriers are gray with a white border. All right, so now we have this. We're going to go ahead and sublimate this onto our get ready to sublimate it on front and back onto our wine cooler carrier. All right, so to do that, we are now going to say File, Print, and we're going to say Print Current Slide. We only need the current slide. And we're going to come here and we're selecting our Epson 7720 printer properties, portrait. We're going to select main tray and we're going to select plain paper, and I'm going to click on advanced, and I'm going to change this from letter to tabloid, which is the 11 by 17. And let's see, everything else looks good. Okay, and we're going to click on OK. And now I'm going to select print, and then I'm going to get my printer ready with my paper, and we're gonna sublimate this, guys, um, for about 55. We only need to do about 55 seconds on this for these, and we're gonna sublimate them at about 380 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 193 degrees Celsius. And again, we're going to do it for 55 seconds. So we'll sublimate the front side and then we'll flip it over and sublimate the back side. All right. So I'm going to get ready to come up on my screen so we can do the sublimation. And 1 second. All right, guys. So I have my 11 by 17 asub paper. I'm going to go ahead and get it loaded into my printer. I'm using the Epson Workforce 7720, which has been discontinued, but there are lots of Epson printers out there. You can change over to sublimation. You just want to make sure you Google to see which ones you can change to sublimation. I initially purchased this printer because it has 2 trays and you can print up to 13 by 19 in size. And it was really easy to change it over to sublimation. I don't like to say convert to sublimation because that sounds so technical, like it might be really hard, but it's really easy. All right, so now I have my paper, and And we're going to click on done and 11 by 17. And I might get an error message on ink because it's been a minute since I had to put ink in my machine. So I won't be surprised if it flukes out and say I'm low on ink because I've done a lot of 11 by 17s. So we'll just see what happens. I might get lucky. Hoping for lucky. And then, like I said, we're going to heat press this at 193 degrees Celsius or 380 degrees Fahrenheit for 55 seconds. And this should allow us to sublimate on the front and the back of our wine cooler carrier. Almost there, y'all. I don't know. The sublimation gods are with me because I'm telling you, I have not put any ink in this thing in a minute. All right, here are both our designs. So we're going to just take a look and see if it's about right. It looked like it could have been a little bit wider, but that's okay. We'll just have a little bit of white on the side. It's not going to hurt anything. So that's why I kind of like to extend it out a little bit because you just never know. And they don't have the sizing on the website because that's initially the reason I went there was to look at the sizing, but it wasn't on there. So I'm just going to manually do a rough cut around both of these. And then we will get some heat tape and tape it down. I have my heat press heating up. And we'll be ready to get this party started. So what I'll do is I'll alter this design so next time I can get I'll widen it a little bit because the height looks pretty good. The width is what looks a little bit off. So I will eventually tighten up on this design. So there we have one, and we are going to cut out the next one. Um, I've learned that your printers do make a big difference because laptop, my old laptop that's sitting right there that still works, um, I think it prints better than my new laptop. I don't know why, but it does. And I was initially going to just get rid of that laptop, but I'm not because there are times when this laptop doesn't do what I want it to do, and I'll just use my other laptop. So I have it connected, hooked up, and everything. All I have to do is just bring it over here and get to work. But it does think it prints better and everything than my new laptop. But I would, think since my new laptop is the latest and greatest, it would be better, but it's not. So who knows? I may have another laptop in my future. All right. So now we have our second one. And what we're going to do is we're going to do one, and then we'll do the other. So I'm going to bring this down like that. I'm going to try to make it look like it was intentional to be to have the little white around the handle. I'm going to try my best to make that look intentional. Try my best. All right. So what I'm going to do is, you guys can see, pretty close, pretty close. So I'm going to get some tape, some heat tape here, and tape this down. And we'll do one side and then we'll flip it over and do the other side. I may have to take my rubber mat off. I'm not really sure, but we'll see, because this may be a little bit too thick. All right, there we go. The bottom's not going to matter because when you put your wine bottle in here, it's going to, you know, be covering up that bottom half. Anywho, hoop, hoop, hoop. Now, sometimes I would say, I'm going to redo this, but not today. I'm just going to let it do its thing. So we're just going to do one side and then we'll come back and we'll tape the other side and do it. So we're not going to sublimate both at the same time. Only going to do one and then the other. Just trying to get enough tape on here that I don't end up with any ghosting by air escaping underneath here. All right, so there we have it. Almost close, pretty close. I think if I would have did about 5.4, it would have been better. I probably could have got that side if I would have did 5.4 or 5.3, something like that. But anywho, didn't. Too late to worry about it. We're not going to cry over spilt milk. Tape is not long enough on that top. All right, there we go. What are you guys going to be doing for New Year's Eve? Going to church, going to the club, going to visit friends and family. What are you going to be doing? Staying at home? All right, we're going to go to the press. We're going to press this side. I'm not going to show you the taping of the other side, but I will press the other side with you. But I'll put the tape on and then go back to the press and, do that part. So let's go to the press. All right, guys, I have my wine cooler carrier ready to be sublimated. So I'm going to put a piece of Teflon sheet on top. I'm going to see if this is going to close without removing this rubber piece, but we'll see. Okay. All right, be back in 5 seconds when it's 5 seconds out. All right, almost done. All right, let's take a look and see what we got. That is so pretty. All right, so I'm going to take and do the other side, and then I'm going to put a bottle in here just so you can see how to look. So give me about 5 seconds. All right, guys, got the other side taped up. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Sublimate for 55 seconds. I'm going to cover it with my Teflon sheet. And I'll come back when I'm about 5 seconds from being done. All right, we're about 5 seconds out. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. And we're gonna take a lookie. There we have it. So both sides now sublimated on. We're going to take and put our Moscato wine over in here. And let's see what we got. And there we have it. Wine cooler carrier, all sublimated. Looks amazing. All right, guys, chime in the comments. Tell me what you think.
So that's my face inside of this image that I created in ChatGPT. And then I took it into Midjourney and swapped the face out with my face. And then you saw I took a background from Canva, and that's it. All right, chime in the comments again. Tell me what you think about my wine cooler carrier. And they do have these on Amazon. I'll try to find the exact ones and link it, but I bought this one at Join Us here in Dallas, Texas. They're $6 each, and yeah, I think it turned out nice. I don't think I'll change the size either. I kind of like that white. It's not a deal breaker. I think it looks really nice. All right. If you're currently in my Facebook group, I want to thank you guys so much for following me via Facebook. If you would like to join my Facebook group, just click on my link tree and click on the link for my Facebook group, Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters, and we will get you in as long as you agree to the Facebook group rules. And then if you're currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you guys so much for the love and support via YouTube. If you like my method of teaching and you're seeing me for the first time, then please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have over 540 video tutorials on my channel to help you with all types of crafting projects. All right, guys, happy new year. Out with 2023 and in with 2024. And what better way than with our wine cooler carrier that we can sublimate. Have a great day, guys. You know my motto, each one reach one, so that each one can teach one. And you guys have a great day. Bye.